Here we will see understanding heap memory in C#. The heap is a region of memory that is used to store the object. It is called heap because it is not organized in a particular order and can be accessed randomly. The heap refers to a managed heap, which like a stack, which plays an important but different role in the memory management of C# program. By default, all the global variables are stored in the heap memory. It allows dynamic memory allocation, and heap memory is not managed by the CPU. Heap data structure can be implemented either using arrays or trees. The heap is an intrinsic part of a C# runtime and is an implementation of a heap data structure. In C#, objects are dynamically allocated on the heap using the new keyword. Every time we create an instance of a class, an amount of space is allocated at the heap to store this class data. This allocation is made automatically by the language when the object of the class is called. When we compile our C# code, a lot of metadata is created regarding the code, and one of this information is needed size in memory for a new instance to be created and stored. When we create an object, the heap can be represented as shown. The blue area is a space still available for allocation, and the yellow block represents our allocated object at the heap, and blue marker is a pointer that indicates the address where the next object will be allocated. When we allocate few more objects, heap will be look like this. The allocated space for each object is different, which is related to each object size in memory. This size will vary depending on how many properties our class have, the array size, and so on. Heap deallocations are made in non-deterministic way. That is, we don't know the exact moment where these data are removed or even when they lose their context and are no longer needed. When an object is no longer needed, it is the responsibility of the garbage collector to deallocate the memory and reclaim it for future use. Characteristics of heap memories are: first is allocation. Heap memory is used for dynamic memory allocation, which includes objects and complex data structures that require more flexibility and are managed by the garbage collector in .NET. The size of the allocated memory can be determined at runtime. Usage. Objects are allocated on the heap and memory is managed at runtime. New objects are created using the new keyword, and the garbage collector automatically frees up heap memory when objects are no longer in use. Lifespan. Objects on the heap live from when they are created until they are no longer used and are garbage collected. Type of data. It stores reference types like objects, arrays, and class instance. Slower allocation and deallocation. Allocating and deallocating memory on the heap is relatively slower than the stack since it involves searching a suitable block of memory. And manual management. Memory on the heap needs to be manually managed by the programmer, which requires explicit deallocation when it is no longer needed to prevent memory leaks.